Don't you be afraid.
Well, what's going on, everybody? This is your boy Jamelio7, and in this video I wanted to make a kind of like a beginner template for players that didn't have access to the farm, or they probably only got a couple hours in on the farm, or they didn't get the items that they wanted, but they wanted to play samurai and they really didn't have a lot of pieces. So I was looking through my gear and trying to basically pick out rare items and try just envision a player that's just starting out and wanted to make a build. So let's begin. Alright, so the techniques you want to shoot for, in most cases you're going to have spirit pool. You're going to use I use Defender for the extra 25% health. I use the Resolve for the extra Resolve, and then I use the Hachiman's Frenzy. I use that to get the extra 2 strikes, so just to do more damage. And like I said, this build is good for Nightmare. Whatever content you want to run, this build is going to be good for, and it's a beginner type build, so you can tweak it to fit your own playstyle. Alright, for the katana, you know I'm good with my trusty water katana. I have melee resolve gain, and I rolled ultimate damage on it. In a perfect world, I would have Way of the Flame right here, or if I wanted to run 2 legendaries, my other legendary would be a katana, and I would, depending on my playstyle, you have the option to do, you could do Master's Blade with, like I have this guy roll Master's Blade with melee damage and ultimate damage. You could do it that way. I have you could do this Mastermind Edge, and it has melee damage and melee resolve gain. It has Way of the Flame as well. They got a couple different ways you could do it. They got the Stone Striker. You could do that with Way of the Flame as melee damage. I would probably want some like ultimate damage on there. My personal favorite is a longbow. I love longbow because the longer you hold the string back, the more tension you get, the more damage it does. So I go with the longbow, but you could easily go with a sharp bow. Sharp bows are just as good. They just have a higher firing rate, a little bit less damage. That's something good. The biggest part, I think, for beginners, because I looked through all my charms and I was trying to see which one I had the most of, and Last Breath seemed pretty common, so I felt like a Sam that didn't get a chance to do the farm or anything like that would have access to Last Breath. So I made a build based around Last Breath, and I left Injured Resolve Gain, Ultimate Damage, and Super Arm on it. All these work really good in tandem together. If you didn't want Super Armor, you have the option. You had the option to get 25 more health if you were having trouble standing on your feet. If you wanted to get a little bit more spammy with your ultimate, you had the option to get another Resolve. That'll be a big one as well. If you wanted to kind of make sure you never drop below 50, you had the combat regeneration as well. So you do have a lot of options. You do have a lot of options with this samurai build. I figured most people wouldn't have a spirit kunai, so I went with the regular kunai. It has melee, status effect duration, and supermassive. What I would want to get rid of, it would probably, if I was either I would try to get a higher melee roll, or I would go with a damage increase for the kunai. They do knock the opponent down with, when it's a smaller opponent, with supermassive. So that's good for knocking opponents down and getting a easy counter strike. And you know, you run the healing gourd. To trust the healing gourd, I have strong brew on it, and I have Injured Resolve Gain. That's what I rolled on, and I have cooldown reduction. How you want this? If you had a whole lot of healing brews in your bag, I probably will go with something like I will go with Injured Resolve at the top, a damage reduction in the second slot, and probably like Sudden Resolve in the bottom slot. So if you were trying to do like I said, a more spammy type of samurai build, you could do it that way. But that's the whole build for beginners. I mean, advanced players could do some work with it as well too. It's great for Nightmare. I just got a top 1,000 score in Nightmare with it. So it's like I said, it's not mid max. It doesn't take any kind of advanced skill to use. But if you like the video, definitely leave a like. If you have any comments, any kind of tips you want to put in the comments, definitely do that. People read that. People take notes from that. I'm learning every day from people dropping different comments. But if you're not a subscriber, definitely subscribe to the channel. You got to do that. But it's your boy Jamel 7 with Sinister 7 Gaming. Peace.